from Sri Aurobindo Mira. The psychic, at the beginning, the soul in nature, the psychic entity whose unfolding is the first step towards a spiritual change, is an entirely felt part of us, although it is that by which we exist and persist as individual beings in nature. The other parts of our natural composition are not only mutable but perishable, but the psychic entity in us persists and is fundamentally the same always. It contains all essential possibilities of our manifestation, but is not constituted by them. It is not limited by what it manifests, not contained by the complete forms of the manifestation, not tarnished by the imperfection and impurities, the defects and deprivations of the surface being. It is an ever pure flame of the divinity in things, and nothing that comes to it, nothing that enters into our experience can pollute its purity or extinguish the flame. This spiritual stuff is immaculate and luminous, and because it is perfectly luminous, it is immediately, intimately, directly aware of truth of being and truth of nature. It is deeply conscious of truth and good and beauty, because truth and good and beauty are akin to its own native character, forms of something that is inherent in its own substance. It is aware also of all that contradicts these things, of all that deviates from its own native character, of falsehood and evil and the ugly and the unseemly, but it does not become these things nor is it tossed or changed by these opposites of itself, which so powerfully affect its outer instrumentation of mind, life, and body. For the soul, the permanent being in us, put forth and uses mind, life, and body as its instruments, undergoes the involvement of their conditions, but it is other and greater than its members. If the psychic entity had been from the beginning unveiled and known to its ministers, not a secluded king in a screened chamber, the human evolution would have been a rapid, soul outflowing, not the difficult, checkered, and disfigured development it now is. But the veil is thick, and we know not the secret light within us, the light in the hidden crypt of the heart's innermost sanctuary. Intimations rise to our surface from the psychic, but our mind does not detect their source. It takes them for its own activities because before even they come to the surface, they are clothed in mental substance. Thus, ignorant of their authority, it follows or does not follow them according to its bent or turn at the moment. If the mind obeys the urge of the vital ego, then there is little chance of the psychic at all controlling the nature or manifesting in us something of its secret spiritual stuff and native moment, or if the mind is overconfident to act in its own smaller light attached to its own judgment, will and action of knowledge, then also the soul will remain veiled and questioned and wait for the mind's further evolution. For the psychic part within each, there is to support the natural evolution, and the first natural evolution must be the development of body, life, and mind successively, and these must act each in its own kind or together in their ill assorted partnership in order to grow and have experience and evolve. The soul gathers the essence of all our mental, vital, and bodily experience and assimilates it for the further evolution and of our existence in nature. But this action is occult and not after obtruded on the surface. In the early material and vital stages of the evolution of being, there is indeed no consciousness of soul. There are psychic activities, but the instrumentation, the form of these activities are vital and physical or mental when the mind is active. For even the mind, so long as it is primitive or is developed but still too external, does not recognize their deeper character. It is easy to regard ourselves as physical beings or beings of life or mental beings, using the life and body and to ignore the existence of the soul altogether, for the only definite idea that we have of the soul is of something that survives the death of our bodies. But what this is, we do not know, because even if we are conscious sometimes of its presence, we are not normally conscious of its distinct reality, nor do we feel clearly its direct action in our nature. Thank you.